Well, hey everyone, it's Miss O'Rourke. I'm so excited today because you all are going to get to hear from the College of Business at WKU, and we're joined by one of our own alumni, Anthony Itzel, who got this set up. Thank you so much for coming and for giving back like this. We really appreciate it, Anthony.
It's no problem. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you all so much for being here. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to them, and I know you'll get lots of great information.
Alrighty, so I'll go ahead and kick us off here. My name is Aaron Graybeal. I am a senior at Western Kentucky University, and I'm actually the chair as well of the Gordon Ford Ambassadors, which is who we are. So a little bit about me. I'm from Nicholasville, Kentucky. I study business administration. I have a minor in entrepreneurship and a certificate in data analytics, and that sounds daunting, but it's really not. It's not terrible, and a lot of my classes overlap. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm graduating in May and hoping to start a career for a company out of Louisville. And so, yeah, with that, I'll pass it on to Anthony.
Hey guys, my name's Anthony. I'm also a senior graduating in May, studying international business with a concentration in global entrepreneurship. Also with a certificate in business data analytics. I'm from Bowling Green. Like Mr. Rourke said, I'm an alum of Bowling Green High School, graduating May of 2017. And then I also plan on working with Clark Beverage Group as a Coca-Cola distributor here in town. So that's a little bit about me, and I'll pass it on to Hannah.
Hi everybody, I'm Hannah. I'm a junior here at Western, scheduled to graduate next May. I'm studying personal financial planning, so I want to be a financial planner when I graduate. And I also work at the Center for Financial Success, located in the Business College, where we help all students with their student loans, budgeting, credit cards, really anything the student needs. And I'm currently looking for internships for next summer, and I'll pass it on to Jackie.
Hey guys, my name is Jackie Ramirez. I am a junior, so I'm going to graduate next fall, 2021. I am from Westmoreland, Tennessee. If you guys know where Scottsville is, and then you just keep driving to Tennessee, I'm on the other side of that. What else was there? I'm sorry, I forgot already.
Just whatever you want when you graduate, what you're doing, anything you want.
Right now, I work in the dean's office for the College of Business as a student assistant. Yeah, so now I'll pass it on to Aaliyah.
Hi everyone, my sincerest apologies that you cannot see my face. Had some camera issues this morning, but I am an accounting major and I'm a senior at Western, and I'm from Louisville. And I will pass it on back to Aaron.
Alrighty, thank you guys. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to share my screen, and Lord willing, this will work. Awesome. Can you all see that? Cool. So what it's going to look like here for you guys is we are going to give a brief rundown. Sneak peek. We'll give you a brief rundown of our slideshow here. We're going to kind of hit the main points of the business college and things that we offer on the university, and then kind of tell a little bit of our stories and incorporate that into our presentation as well. And then we're going to have a time of questions. So for Mrs. O'Rourke, if you have any questions, I know, and any students, Aaliyah is going to be monitoring the chat box. So if you have anything, please feel free to interject or send anything into the chat box as well. And we'll cover that at the end. So with that, we're going to get going. Yeah, let's get started. So as you can see here, we are from the Gordon Ford College of Business. We are in a program called the Student Ambassadors. So essentially, we are the student representatives for anything that the college needs. So a link down there, that's to the Gordon Ford website. So just gives you some basic information there about the college itself, majors and things like that. So that's a good start for you students. And to get some information on the college itself if you're interested. So once you get to Western, when you apply and come join us over here on the hill, just a few miles down the road, and you decide to be a Gordon Ford student, you will come into the college and take admissions courses. So those will consist of, depending on your major, management courses, marketing, econ, finance, accounting, and just those intro classes to get your credits. And once you have taken those, the required ones, and then once you have 60 hours total, and if you have a GPA of 2.5 overall, you will automatically be admitted into our college. And so it's super easy. Basically, your advisors, which we'll talk about that later, pretty much do that for you and get you admitted and everything, and make sure you've met all those requirements. So it's super easy, and you don't really even have to worry about that if you know what track you're on and you do well in your classes and apply yourself. You'll be a-okay. So a little bit about me here. Actually, I came into school, I knew 4 people, and didn't really know what I wanted to do at all. So I came in undeclared. I went down the medical route, actually, and took some chemistry and biology and enjoyed it, but it wasn't my passion. And then I switched over to business administration, which is what I am with my major now. And I really just found my home and my niche, and things just started to click. And so 2 things about that. Number one, I encourage you all, wherever you end up in college, or if you don't go to college, explore your options, whether that's taking classes that you might be interested in, coming in undeclared just so you can have that opportunity, or pursuing a major that you may not have thought of originally, but have some interest in it. Just figuring out what you like and you don't like and experimenting with that is excellent. And that could consist of trade school too, or some sort of other career other than college or whatever. But we hope you come to, we see you around at Western and in Gordon Ford. But secondly, I coming in undeclared and doing all that, I'm still set to graduate on time. And I believe Hannah, maybe Jackie, I'm not sure who it is, that's going to talk about our advisors. I can't speak highly enough about them because they've kept me on track, and I'm set to graduate on time. And so if you do come to Western and are in the Gordon Ford College of Business, trust your advisors because they do an excellent job. That's kind of all I have. So I'm gonna pass it on here to Anthony, and he's gonna give us some more information.
Thank you, sir. So I'll talk about the undergraduate majors and minors. Like you heard, the wide range we have within Gordon Ford College of Business ranges from accounting to business administration to economics and so forth. We offer 10 majors across 6 disciplines, as long as minors, 8 minors to complement majors in the Gordon Ford College of Business and other colleges. So a little bit about me. I've always wanted to be a marine biologist. So I took classes in high school kind of about marine biology when they offered it there. It was my passion. And then I did a little bit of research because I was interested in business always as well. And Gordon Ford College of Business is actually recognized nationally, which kind of drew me in. Also, the staff there I kind of knew from my previous work, which she turned out to be my advisor, and I grew a connection with her. Like Aaron said, trust them. They're here for you, and they want you to graduate on time and succeed within the college and the university. As well as majors and minors, we also have certificate program. And listed here is the advanced professionalism, applied data analytics, brewing and distilling arts, which is a new one to our college, and financial planning. Myself and Aaron are applied data analytics certificate. We're getting to get that certificate. I highly recommend to get a certificate, especially maybe the applied data analytics, because during 21st century, I think it's very useful in any internship or job you wish to pursue. I know a little bit about me. With my internship right now with Clark Beverage Group, I use my skills that I learned in the classroom a whole lot. It's literally a daily basis. So I encourage you guys to look into getting a certificate when you're here at Gordon Ford. Now I'll pass it on to Hannah.
Hi guys, these are just some of the resources that our college offers that are unique to the College of Business at Western. So just like we sort of touched on earlier, there's dedicated professional advisors specifically assigned just to you. And even though they have so many students, like my advisor knew my name personally before I switched to my new one, which I'll touch on in a second. And like we've already touched on, they just truly have your best interest and are there to you to schedule classes, to get to graduate on time, and just plan for your future. So like we sort of mentioned before, you have to take 60 hours before you're admitted to the business college. So within those 60 hours, you have an advisor located in the student union. It's the Academic Career Development Center, and they have business advisors specifically for freshmen and sophomores, like I said, who will just help you plan your classes and plan for your future at Western with your best interest in mind. Once you're admitted to the business college, you'll have advisors specifically primary for your major. And again, they just are super helpful, will help you plan out your classes, and you just put like all your faith in them and trust in them that they're going to help you get to where you need to be in our college. And then just a little bit about me. So ironically enough, I came in as a dance major because that was a passion of mine. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to make out of a career. So that was just sort of what I came in as. And then my very first semester of college, I took Personal Finance 161 in the business college. I realized how great the business college was. The professor I had was great, pulled me aside one day, told me he could see myself making a career out of it. I looked more into it and talked to other professors and people in the financial planning program at Western. And then after that, just within the first semester and first class I took in the business college, I realized I wanted to be a financial planning major. So that's just sort of a little bit about me and my story. And then here's just a few more resources that the business college does offer for you guys. There's a career development liaison. Her name is Adrienne Browning. She works specifically with our business students, whether it's doing mock interviews, perfecting your resume. And again, she just has your best interests, and her goal is to get you prepare you for the professional world and prepare your resume and your skills to be able to get that job after graduating. Something also really unique to the business college that's super nice is that there's an internship coordinator. Her name is Monica Duvall, and she'll work with each student in the business college and do different events throughout the semester and throughout the school year to help us find internships, since that's such a priority in college. Something that I have personally found super helpful is the tutoring center located in Grice. They're peer tutors just for Gordon Ford College of Business specific courses. I have found this super helpful. They're peer tutors. I remember I was struggling once so bad with an accounting class, wasn't sure if I was going to make it, and I had a tutor me every single day to help me get through the course. So that is a really great resource that the college also offers. And now I'm going to pass it on to Jackie.
Hey guys, so again, I'm Jackie, and I'm going to tell you just a couple more resources before we wrap things up. So we've got the Study Abroad office, which is located in our honors college. Just a little bit about me is that I came into college and I was a business economics major with an international business minor, and all I wanted to do with my degree was travel. I didn't really care what I did, but that's why I did econ as my primary major and then international business as my minor. But I knew that I wanted to do study abroad whenever I came to the Western for different presentations. The only thing I ever cared about was study abroad. So it is really interesting. I was supposed to go on 2 study abroads this year, one to Ireland and one to Australia. And that was supposed to be this winter and this past summer. Of course, with COVID, that's not going to happen, but that'll be okay. So with our study abroad, you can take classes that will count towards your major, whether that be your general education credits or your major specific credits. And with the 2 study abroads I was going to do, I would have gotten 4 classes out of the way. So that's really cool and really fun. So we've got that office that you can contact. You can go on a college-led program, faculty-led. I think there's other options too. There's foreign exchange options. But definitely, if that's something you're interested in, we've got offices with people specifically who work with that. We've got scholarships to help fund those type of events that you want to participate in. We've got college-specific job fairs. So every semester, every year, we have companies that are local and not local come to Western. And you can just go, you dress up business professional, and you meet them, you talk to them, you can give them your resume, and some of them may even offer you an internship or interview. Then we've got several major related scholarships. So the Gordon Ford College of Business offers several scholarships throughout the year. And those are some things that drew me into Western was the amount of scholarships that were offered. Lastly, we've got the PEAK program, which includes the clothes closet, but our PEAK program is our professional education and knowledge program. We have this big week, especially in the fall, where Monica Duvall, our internship coordinator, who is also over the PEAK program, puts together all these different events and all these different speakers to come in. Normally, we learn all different kinds of skills, so how to perfect your resume. We get to do mock interviews. There will be some companies who will come in and sit in a room and they will just interview you all day, and they may end up offering you a position within them. So that is a position that is a program that is 100% free to Western. And along with that, we've got the clothes closet, which is just where every single student in the Gordon Ford College of Business is able to go in and pick out one professional outfit completely free of charge. And this can be as much or as little as you want. So if you want a pair of shoes and pants or a skirt, a top, a blazer, a tie, all of those type of things, you get to pick out one of them, one full outfit completely, and it's free to you. So those are some of our resources, and we're just going to go with a couple key takeaways now. So Western and Gordon Ford College of Business have world-class faculty as career mentors. So that's going to be like our advisors and Adrienne Browning and Monica Duvall, those people that we've mentioned. Our programs develop students professionally and personally. So that'll be a lot of your PEAK programs and the things that'll help you just prepare for the outside world, outside of college when you go to be an adult, which is really scary. And then a lot of our resources are available in-house, so in Grice Hall specifically, and across campus. So that would be in DSU or in the Honors College, and several other things. Lastly, I think a lot of people think that whenever they go to Western, they take a tour through admissions, and that's just it. But the Gordon Ford College of Business offers a VIP tour where you get a very personalized tour of Grice Hall, and you get to meet with several people. So you might meet with an advisor, you might meet with a professor, and then you also get to go out for lunch. And so if you guys are interested in that, there's that link. So I'm going to pass it on to Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, are you muted?
Her computer's not letting her unmute right now.
Okay, no big deal. Aaliyah, just interrupt me. Come jump in if your computer starts working. So sorry guys, she's having some technical difficulties, but it's all right. So yeah, the VIP tour, I just want to kind of touch on that. Essentially what that is you will we'll get some career interest from you, and then actually Anthony is our VIP tour coordinator, and he will pair you up with one of us, actually potentially two of us, and you'll just get to spend a day with us or a morning, and we'll kind of get to show you around the college itself. And like she said, just show you some of the really cool opportunities that the Gordon Ford College of Business provides. So we kind of wanted to talk about who we are and what we do. So when you all come to Western and you're in the Gordon Ford College of Business, you can join our student-led organization and make an impact and be able to be a representative. So if you Google search Gordon Ford Student Ambassadors, this is the screen that comes up. I screenshotted the little web page and added it on here. So basically what we do, we do a lot of this. It's a lot of work with prospective students that'll come in. So we're doing tours, we're on student panels, anything like that with you all, with high school students. So it's a great way to give back to the community, and also kind of be a, I don't know, kind of a mediator, maybe is the word, between the college and the students. Because at least for me, it's a lot easier to talk to somebody that's in the same walk of what you're going to be in a year or two, and we can relate better. And so it's a good way to kind of market our college to other people. So on top of that, it's a great addition to your resume, and it looks really good for businesses and things like that, because there's some responsibility that comes with it. So yeah, if you come to Western and you're in the Gordon Ford College of Business, we would love to have you. We'd love to get some more information from you guys. And so we will actually, and I'll touch on this later before we get off, but we're going to drop emails or leave emails with your teacher so she can get in contact with, or put you all in contact with us personally, if you all have any questions or things like that. And lastly, before we get to questions here, I just want to say for the school in general, one thing that sets Gordon Ford apart from others, at least for me, is, as you can see, the staff and the professors and the advisors, and even on up to the dean. We do a lot of work with the dean and collaborating with him. They just care. They care about you. And I think that's one thing that really sets Gordon Ford apart, is there's resources and there's people in our program and in our college that say, hey, like, I care about you and I want you to succeed. And how can I mentor you, walk alongside you, and help you get where you want to go? And I know for me in particular, I had a professor last year. He's now moved to Florida and I'm still in contact with him. But I'd go sit down in his office daily and we still talk about once a month on the phone. And just building those relationships and making those connections and networking with people that care about you and are going to help you. So if you all have any questions, I don't know if there's any students in here right now, but this link at the top here is basically a direct line to us as a group, our whole group. There's about 18 of us, and only 5 of us here. So this is a great way to get in contact with us. If you have any questions, if you just want to talk to one of us, we can set up a Zoom meeting or whatever with you and your family. We can get a couple of us on here. Whatever you all need, we're here for you. We're 100% a resource, and we want to help you all succeed and find your home, and hopefully your home here in Gordon Ford. Because I think I can speak definitely for myself, and I think I can speak for everybody else, that we've just found our home at Western, and more specifically in the Gordon Ford College of Business. So with that, that's really all we've got. Ms. O'Rourke, if you have any questions for us, please feel free to ask.
I just want to thank you all. This was really great information. And I think having our students be able to connect with you is just really wonderful. I think that we don't usually know a lot about what's happening with specific colleges. I think a lot of times we're trying to soak in as much knowledge as we can about the overall university. So being able to have this opportunity to connect with you all has been wonderful. I've got lots of ideas flying in my head for sure about how we can partner in the future. One of the questions I did want to ask you was about the certificates that you've got, that you mentioned. Will you talk to students a little bit about whether or not they have to be in Gordon Ford College of Business in order to get a business certification, and like how that kind of works?
Yeah, Anthony, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, so I believe the same. You can be a communications major and then minor, obviously, in like sales, and that works the same thing for a certificate. You just have to take a little bit more. I know it's not more beneficial, but it's kind of less classes. For me, I'm taking my management courses that overlap with my BDAN certificate, but then also have to take 2 more business data analytic classes. Now, if you're not a major, I believe you would take 4 more, correct, Aaron?
I think so. I think you just have to take the prereqs for the course.
Right. So then so if you're a communications major and want to get a certificate in business data analytics, would it be CIS 141, CIS 243, BDAN 310, and then BDAN 330?
Yeah.
So that's a little bit about that one. Now for the other ones, I don't know if Hannah, do you know anything about the financial planning one?
I'm not super familiar with it since I'm an actual major in financial planning, but I do know someone who has a certificate in financial planning, and it's worked out well for her. She's a math and econ major, and she's still scheduled to graduate on time with her financial planning certificate. So that's as much as I can really touch on there, but I know it's worked for people I know who have the certificate in it.
Well, I think that's great, because a lot of times people feel like they're sort of boxed into whatever their major is and that's it. But, I was just thinking how neat for somebody who maybe is a political science major to also have the certificate in professionalism, right? Or somebody who is in a completely different college overall. So yeah, thanks for touching on that. I think it's good for students to know that they can really sort of hop around to different majors as they find interest in that, and depending on the classes, they may still be able to graduate on time and have multiple interests fulfilled. So that's really
good. Miss O'Rourke, to kind of touch on that and add on it as well, I have had a lot of classes personally with medical people, so like biology majors, and there's other, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but a lot of those students will take that major and have a minor as well in management of some sort if they plan to own their own practice to get that business background, and a lot of them do well. Actually, exercise science was another one. She wanted to own her own PT clinic, and so she got a management minor and was able to stay on track and do all that too. So you can piggyback more than just a certificate from different colleges.
That is helpful. And then another question I wanted to ask you guys, so yeah, the question is about about you guys as ambassadors. So can you explain the process to become an ambassador? Is it like an application or an interview? How does that work?
I can touch on this since I just have the ability to unmute myself. I am so sorry about that. But the way that our kind of ambassador, application process works is we really recruit throughout the business college. So we're trying to find those high achieving students who really want to be the face of our college and to represent us in a professional way, and really want to take the opportunity to really get to know our staff and our faculty, as well as professionals out in the community who are fans of the Gordon Ford College of Business and who are aspiring to hire us and things like that. So our application process kind of goes where we apply in the spring. Is that correct? Do you all? Okay, yeah. Just making sure. Yes, we apply in the spring, and then it's an interview process. So we have staff and faculty from the Gordon Ford College of Business, as well as some of the current ambassadors, sit on a panel, and that is the interview process that you go through. And then you are chosen throughout that process. Does anyone else have anything to touch on for that?
No, I think you did good. Aaliyah, do you just have anything else that you'd like to add that you missed on the presentation real quick?
I would say thank you, Aaron, so much for taking over my slides. That was terrible for me, but I'm happy that I'm unmuted now. So I guess what I would touch on that I did want to talk about is my story is similar to Aaron, that I came in undecided. in the beginning, and I was always felt very insecure about that decision to come in with no major. And I just wanted to encourage you all that if that is something that you're considering, to not feel that it's bad or that you need to choose something, because like Aaron said, and I have many friends who are on the same way, we're still on track to graduate, absolutely having no issues in that respect. And I know that was a fear that I had when I came in. And the way that I kind of found what I wanted to do was I really took some intro classes in the business college because I thought that's something that I might be interested in, and I just fell in love with my major, decided that it was going to be the right one for me. So do not feel afraid to do that, and also don't be afraid to reach out to us and ask questions. We have that Ask an Ambassador email, and we'd be happy to take the time to answer any of your all's questions. So yes, that was my little spiel that I wanted to add.
Well, thank you. That is very helpful, because I think a lot of times, you know, it's easy to be shy in high school about reaching out and knowing what to say, and you know, feeling confident while doing it. So I appreciate that you reiterated that you guys are there for the students and for the community. I think it's a great partnership that we're looking forward to taking advantage of. So I want to thank you for your time. I think you all did awesome. And I really appreciate you being willing to sort of blaze this trail as we look to the future for awesome collaboration opportunities. Please tell Adrian and Monica both I said hello. They are great friends. And yeah, thank you for your time, guys.
Yes, thank you so much. And Anthony, thank you for setting this all up for us. So kudos to you all.
No problem. Thank you. Go Purples.
All right.